What's going on, everybody? I'm Brian Bogert, and we're back today for episode 87 of Bogert's Bullets. Today, we're going to talk about how it's never silly to feel what you feel. I've had so many conversations with people over the years, but a lot lately with individuals who just feel silly for feeling a certain way, feeling depressed, feeling unworthy, feeling like they can't talk about what and how they're feeling. And one of the biggest reasons they feel silly is that they don't feel they're going to be validated in whatever they're feeling. They feel like literally whatever they're feeling isn't good enough, it's not appropriate, it's not fitting to the situation. And other people might not feel that way, so why would I feel that way? And I just want you to know that whatever you're feeling is what you are feeling. What we know is that there's emotional and intellectual narratives that sometimes are confusing. They're hard to balance between the two. And sometimes we just feel a certain way. We feel sad, we feel down, we feel lonely, we feel unworthy, we feel resentful, angry, fearful, whatever it may be. And intellectually, we try to convince ourselves of all the reasons why we shouldn't feel that way. What I want to encourage you to do is instead recognize that what you're feeling is real. Otherwise, you wouldn't be feeling it. If you could control your feelings, you would. But you're likely feeling that way for a reason. Something's unresolved, something's been unsaid, something doesn't make sense. You don't have all the information to truly understand the context of the scenario that made you feel this way. Or at some point you felt this way and didn't say something and decided that the world narrative of just shove it down and show up is the right path to follow. I've worked with people who have held on to things for as long as 30 years because either they didn't want to put the burden on someone else, or they felt silly to feel the way they did, or they didn't really put merit on how strong those feelings were and how much those scenarios impacted them. I had a conversation today with a kid that's had this situation going on for a couple of years and just could not bring to words what he was feeling, so instead he just doesn't want to get out of bed. He feels like he can't move forward. School's suffering, everything's suffering. Sometimes we need to embrace the pain of just vocalizing what we're feeling so that we can free ourselves of the burden that we're carrying as a result of whatever we're feeling. I'm going to tell you, sometimes you have to be really careful and calculated with who you talk to. There's going to be people in this world that will not validate your feelings, that will not make you feel valid in them, that will not make you feel worthy of their time for whatever you're sharing. And so for that reason, there's legitimate cause for why sometimes we feel silly or don't vocalize what we have. We're afraid of how it might be received or how somebody might respond in those scenarios. I'm here to tell you, though, there are plenty of people who can remain objective and non-judgmental, or who also might have relevance and credibility, who felt the same way you felt before, who can not only validate, but who can understand, who can empathize with where you're at. And maybe they might have thoughts, emotions, ways to process that could be helpful for you. Sometimes, though, it's just simply getting it out of your body, out of your mind, and out into reality, vocalized. It'll free you from the weight of whatever you're feeling. But I'm going to tell you right now, you are worthy. You are not silly. You are absolutely valid to feel whatever you're feeling. Find the right people to talk to. Find a way to get it out of your mind and your body. Because our emotions will create an intellectual narrative around our emotions. And that intellectual narrative sometimes will spin up in a place that's fearful, scared, and keep you even more stuck. And the longer that narrative keeps spinning around in your mind, the more tightly wound it gets, and the more trapped you feel. But those intellectual narratives are not always true. But the emotions are real. Seek to understand where they came from, what you need to move through them, how do you vocalize them, and what do you do about the feelings? It's inaction around feelings that makes you feel silly, that makes you feel stuck, that makes you feel unvalidated. Because the longer you hold them in, the longer they determine your future. The quicker you get them out and begin to process, the faster you can start to be freed from whatever you're feeling. So if you like this content, please like, comment, and share. If you know somebody who's struggling, or you feel like isn't sharing something that might be causing them pain to either you or someone else in your life, please share this video with them so they can see it and know that they are worthy and validated to feel whatever they feel. If you need help navigating this, please feel free to reach out to our team. But in the meantime, be great and be you.